Hello. So I wanted to talk about something about Trump. As you can see, I have my makeshift Trump hat here. I know it's kind of pathetic. My roommate has a much better hat. In fact, I should just freaking borrow it from him. Hey, can I borrow your hat? Don't ruin it. Thank you. You're welcome. Okay, I'm gonna put my roommate's hat up. Alright, so this is much better. It's my roommate's hat. I'm just gonna use it because mine sucks. It's like taped and it's pretty pathetic. But, so what I wanted to talk about is why it's so important to vote for Trump. Okay, wait. First, I wanted to talk about so a lot of people have been like wondering why I've been so heavily promoting Trump when that could be alienating a lot of my fan base and my audience, and because there'll be Hillary supporters and third party Gary Johnson supporters or whatever. I have to really promote Trump. People think, well, I shouldn't be mixing transhumanism with Trump and political stuff. I'm getting too political, but I have to promote Trump as hard as I can because part of my eternal life strategy is that I have to love myself. And I don't feel like I'd be able to love myself if I didn't do everything in my power to promote Trump. Because I just wouldn't be able to sleep at night. You know, it would be against my conscience. So I don't want to develop some kind of regret that if Hillary were to win or something, I don't want to look back with regret and feel like, oh, I didn't do my best to promote Trump. So part of it's just, I want to have a clean conscience. That's part of the reason. Because this is really a hugely important election, in my opinion, and politics does have a lot to do with living forever. Because the type of government we have could make us or break us. You know, like if we have a horrible government that's infringing upon our freedoms, and if we have a government that is, slowing down progress for life extension with too much bureaucracy, too much government control, that's a problem. And I feel like this election, it could really be a determining factor as far as the direction the government's going to be going, because if Hillary gets elected, she's going to be letting in, more illegal aliens. She's pretty much for open borders, and there'll be a lot more people voting Democratic. And, it could be to a point now, because these illegal aliens like to vote Democratic. Of course, refugees, most immigrants would be voting Democratic, for the Democratic Party, and, liberal. They'd be voting for a bigger government with socialized medicine and socialized everything and more taxes. And, Hillary, she wants a lot more taxes as opposed to Trump wants less taxes. So, Trump I view as creating the type of government that's going to foster advanced life extension as far as the free market. I feel like the cure for aging is going to come from some kind of private enterprise, some private corporation that has an incentive to develop the cure for aging, a monetary incentive. The free market and capitalism, that's what really drives change. That's what drives progress. And I feel like the government, in general, is just too incompetent, and they're not really going to come up with the cure for aging. Or, they're too much, the government is too much in cahoots with, the big pharma medical industry. And the way I view the medical industry is that they have a kind of an incentive. They profit off of sickness. So is it in the interests of the pharmaceutical industry to really come up with a cure for aging when they're profiting off of aging? When old people, they're just leeching off of that system where old people are getting sick and they're needing more pharmaceutical drugs, And there's just this sick cycle that the pharmaceutical industry is profiting off of. So they have a vested interest in making sure people stay sick. Just sick enough where they can just leech all the money off of them. So I don't really trust the government in terms of just, the government's going to figure out the cure for aging. I don't really trust that that's going to happen. So what I want to do is I want the free market, capitalism. And Trump, he's the capitalist. That's what he's known for. He's the big business guy. So I want that capitalism. I think that's going to help my chances of living forever. So, politics, it's really tied in with this living forever. You can't just separate them. It's like Hillary becoming president would drastically hurt my chances of living forever. And immigration is a big issue. So I mentioned these immigrants, these illegal aliens, they're going to be voting for bigger government, socialism, And ultimately, is socialized medicine really going to cure people of aging? No. Socialized medicine is basically forcing people to pay for an inferior type of medical system that's not really going to cure your diseases. Most diseases, they're not coming up with cures for them. They're incompetent, or they're purposely not coming up with cures because they profit off of sickness. So what I want is we should be paying for the medical system we believe in. The private medical system, personalized medicine, advanced biorejuvenation therapies that this corporation comes up with, or this one. You get to choose where your money's going, as opposed to the government just taking all your money and giving it to some corporation that they decide. That's what socialized medicine is. It's the government stealing your money and giving it to some corporation that probably had lobbying power had political power. They had ties up in government where that's what the lobbying system is. So there's a lot of corruption. I view Hillary Clinton as being part of that corruption. And Trump is, I really get a good feeling with Trump. He really cares. And another thing is that he'd be the least likely candidate to ever have something like forced vaccinations in a scenario where there was a pandemic or something. I can easily see Hillary Clinton all of a sudden mandating vaccines because in the name of public safety. This is the corruption, this kind of bureaucratic mindset of these people. It's sickening. They don't understand what true freedom is. They don't respect freedom. Hillary Clinton doesn't really respect, the Second Amendment, for instance. That's something Trump supports. Another reason I love Trump. I'm for freedom. I'm for personal liberty. Trump is more of a libertarian than all these phony libertarians. Gary Johnson, phony libertarian. He's not a libertarian. Trump is the libertarian here. Trump's the guy for freedom. And this is why it's important. So anyways, yeah. So basically that answers your question for the people who've been wondering, what am I doing? Just promoting Trump so much. It's because I want to respect who I am. I want to love myself. It's part of my strategy. I have to really deeply, I want to look in the mirror and be like, wow, I followed my conscience. I did what I needed to do. And I feel like a lot of people in the world, the reason they don't want to live forever, they develop self-hatred because they don't follow their conscience. They feel like they're a crappy person. I don't want to feel that way. I want to feel like a good person. I want to be able to live with myself. I'm going to have to live with myself forever. I'm going to have to live with myself for eternity. I'm going to be living forever. That's the plan. So I want to be able to look in the mirror and say, look, I respect you. I respect your decisions to be vocal about supporting Trump in this time when it's just crucial part of history. This is a huge determining factor of where America's going to be going. I don't want America to end up like Europe with Hillary Clinton's open immigration policies, where she's basically she's came out and said she admires Angela Merkel, looking up to Angela Merkel. Are you kidding me? Hillary Clinton is horrible for our safety. She's not for, like, Trump is for safety. He's the guy, make America safe again. Hillary Clinton is make America more like Europe. Make America accept all these refugees into America. Increase it by 550%. Okay? Hillary Clinton's wanting to let tons of refugees into America. Our vetting system is not up to par here. Terrorists are going to be slipping through the cracks. If we let in all these refugees, we're going to see more terrorism in America. We're going to see more mall shootings and stabbings, and we're going to see, like the gay nightclub shooting in Orlando. We're going to see all that. It's going to be a repeat. It's going to be, like in Europe right now, we're seeing terrorist attacks like every day, every few days. It's just ridiculous. We're going to see more rapes if these refugees get in here. In order to live forever, we need law and order. We need safety. We can't have chaos. It's too chaotic to be letting in all these refugees that we don't know who they are. We don't have the proper vetting system. So what I'm saying is we need the law and order candidate. That's Trump. He's going to make us safer. And, yeah. I really do believe that Trump is our best choice. And make America great again. Make America live forever. That's what we got to do. Trump can help us live forever. One more thing. I was going to be taking a lot more questions. So I've been getting questions. I'm getting a lot of questions. Sometimes my roommate will take the questions. Sometimes I'll take them. But if you want to ask me a question, you can... there's different ways of doing that. If you want to ask me a question anonymously, you can do that by going to our Tumblr page, eternallifefan.tumblr.com. And there's a little link that says Ask Me Anything. And if you're not logged in, Tumblr has a cool system where you can, if you're not logged into Tumblr, it'll ask the question anonymously. That's an option. So if you had a question you didn't want to know, if you didn't want to be exposed, if you wanted to do it anonymously, you could do that. And you can send me a question on Twitter, or send me a private message on YouTube, or just leave it in the comments. And also, we're going to be doing more hangouts, Eternal Life Fan hangouts. So if you're interested in that, what you want to do is subscribe to the email list. I'm making an email list so I can send out notifications to all the people who are interested in that. So what you want to do is you want to email rowan@eternallifefan.com. And then once you email that email, you'll be added to the email list. So that's it. Thank you. Thank you for watching.